everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today I am going to be talking about all the things that I watched online in February.
We only need the two of us together. I need only you in this crazy world. 'Cause we got love, love. I need only you here with me.
Hello, welcome back to another video. So today, like I said, we are going to be talking about all of the things I have watched in February. Please excuse our background at the moment. We are sleeping down in this room, so it's not as nice as it normally looks in the background, not as neat and empty, but it's still a good place with lighting to film, so I hope you don't mind the background. But anyway, today I am going to be talking through all of the things I watched in February. It is mainly TV shows within the way that they are new, but films I've watched a lot of, like old classic films this month. But still, I'm going to talk through all of the different ones, and this month I have been watching on Now TV, Netflix and Disney Plus. So starting with TV shows, the first TV show I watched, which feels like a year ago now, like it feels like ages ago, back at the start of February, was the Winx Club, which is all about different types of fairies and then like warriors, I guess. The men don't have any magical powers, but the girl, well, some of them do. Some of the men are fairies, but the ones who are like fighters are like trained for combat. And then there is a bunch of people who are different types of fairies that are based on different elements, so fire, water, earth and air. Oh, and mind. Yeah, there's a bunch of different like types of fairies, but essentially it's based around this one girl who has just moved into the like fairy world from the human world, and it's about her settling in and her like finding herself within the community and school that they have built there, also within all the hidden dramas that are going on within the school with all the faculty and all of that. So I did enjoy it. I thought it was good. It's very like teen girl power, do what you want for yourself kind of at the moment. Like a lot of people, it is good that girls can now do what they want without being judged for being a girl, if that makes sense. But I feel like this was very like, I don't want to say everyone was negative in this, but they were all very just like bothered about themselves rather than being a team, if that makes sense, until the very end. So yeah, but it was alright, it wasn't too bad. The next one I watched I really enjoyed. I actually binged it in 3 days, and it was The Discovery of Witches on Now TV. I watched both seasons, season 1 and season 2, all 10 episodes, which are all an hour long each, or like 49 minutes or something like that. But I binged it all in 3 days. I loved it that much. I really want to read the books. The books are meant to be really good and everyone is raving about the books at the moment, the series, so I am excited to get reading those. But I'm also super excited for another series of the TV show to come out, just because like the development of the characters is so well portrayed, and the way that they make you connect with each character is like you care about them, like you want everything to go well for them, but obviously like it's very dramatic. It's another one that's set within witches and warlocks and demons and all of that jazz, but it's based around a lot of different people, but mainly around this one girl called Diana, and it's about her and her family and her connection with different people of different like creatures, so different like wizards and warlocks and demons and vampires and all of that, and how she is with a bunch of different people. It's portrayed around this one girl, but it's also following the storyline of a lot of different people at the same time. But it's really good. I really enjoy it. If you do like wizards and warlocks and that sort of thing, and you do like reading as well, I would highly recommend both the TV show and the book series of this one. Sticking with Now TV, the next one is Manifest. So I've talked about Manifest before. It's about a group of people who were on an aeroplane. They essentially got there was a plane that was fully booked, so a group of people have been given vouchers to go on another plane, like away from their families and stuff, or like a whole family could have gone, I guess. But yeah, a group of people who were on an aeroplane which went missing for 5 years, but to them it wasn't 5 years, like the plane didn't stop, it went and landed. For them, they haven't aged, they haven't done anything, but for the rest of the world 5 years has gone by. So yeah, that is essentially the plot of season 1, and then season 2 is obviously a continuation of season 1, which I won't spoil for you in case you haven't watched season 1 yet, but it was a good continuation. It was nice. The first season went a bit off the rails with CGI and all of that, so season 2 was good as it focused more on the characters' emotional like depth and dealing with it all, which is good. I liked it, and it was a good continuation. It followed on really well, and you really did feel for these people and wanting to help them within like the world that they'll come back to. So the last 3 are on Netflix. The same, the Winx Club was also on Netflix, but the next 3 are also on Netflix. First one is Firefly Lane. It was really nice. It had 2 different people in. So it has Katherine Heigl in. She's really popular. She's in things like The Ugly Truth. And it had Sarah Chalke in it. Yeah, I've definitely talked about this one before as well, but it was so good. It was so nice. It's about a pair of girls who have been friends since they were children, and it grows, like the TV show grows with them. They grow up to their lives now, and did they get everything they wanted to get when they were kids? And then there's lots of like flashback scenes of them like talking about things that they want to happen and whether it happens now or not, but it's just essentially about their 2 like lives really, and how they have their lives merge and how they have their lives separate and things like that, and how that's affecting their relationship and their separate relationships. And like, yeah, it's really nice. It's quite relatable, I would imagine, but also very sad at the same time. But I really need a season 2. I need to know the answer to the questions that they gave us at the end of season 1. If you like Katherine Heigl, if you like her like TV shows and films that she's been in previously, then you'll definitely like Firefly Lane. Okay, so the next one is Ginny and Georgia. I like this one. It's again another one that's just like family orientated. It's about their lives and them moving to a new town and how they deal with that, and how they connect with the people who now live in that town, make friends, get jobs and all of that jazz. But yeah, I liked it. I did. It was just a bit sad. Like the whole thing of it is about keeping secrets and nothing really ever going to plan. So yeah, I don't know. I did like it, but it's not really an uplifter. But yeah, it was alright. If you like things that are like just about teen girls and like families and things like that, but it's not comedy or anything like that, more like high school dramas, if that makes sense. If you like that, I definitely recommend it. It wasn't a bad watch, and it was made really well, but yeah, it's not an uplifter. You won't feel happy after watching it. And then the last TV show, you definitely will feel happy after you've watched it, because it's a comedy. It's called Superstore. This is also on Netflix. They've actually put up 6 seasons of this, so I don't know if there is only 6 seasons, but I feel like it's one of those that would have lots and lots of seasons. So it's just 20-minute short episodes that are just comedies, and it's all set within a superstore. So Tom likes it because he makes connections with how he works at Morrison's and things, but it's essentially in a big like American Target, but it's called Cloud9. I don't know if Cloud9 is actually a thing in America, but they do mention Target, and Target's obviously a real thing, so I'm not too sure. But it's just really funny. I love all of the characters in it. I wish that like for one day I could interact in that world. They're just all funny. They don't really like each other, but they are all friends at the same time, and yeah, they look out for each other, but they also want what's best for themselves, which is what makes it funny. And yeah, it's just light-hearted humour. It's so good. There's like relationships that are built within it, and it has a like rolling storyline within it as well. Like I love TV shows that are like standalone episodes, but there is a running storyline without the series and without the whole TV show, which is what this is. Like it progresses and the characters progress, and like things happen, like people come and go within the whole series, but each episode is like a standalone thing. Like they talk about previous episodes, but you don't really have to, like, it's a bit like Friends. Friends is like a running TV show with a running storyline, but you could watch each episode individually if you had a favourite without having to need to watch the previous one. So yeah, it's really good. If you like Friends, watch Superstore. It's like a modern day version. Okay, now on to films. I have watched a bunch of films. These are on Netflix and Disney Plus. yeah, I haven't watched any on Now TV or anything else. They're both on Netflix and Disney Plus. And the first one is Sightless. So this is like a horror thriller, more of a drama than a horror really. Like it makes you jump and you're kind of on your edge of your seat, but it's not anything gory or anything like that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It's about a girl who goes blind, and then it's about her coming to like realise the world around her and getting used to her environment and like using her other senses, but she doesn't feel like something's right, and it's like whether she can trust the people who are like around, and whether you can trust people who you are now interacting with now that you can't see, and all of that. So yeah, I don't want to give the plot away. It was quite predictable, the plot I kind of got from the trailer, but yeah, just watch the trailer. If you like the look of the trailer, you'll like the film because it's essentially the same thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It had the girl who plays Cheryl in Riverdale within it, and yeah, just a good, like, I don't want to say light-hearted, just a easy drama thriller. So the next one I watched with Olivia on a Friday night because I'd never seen it and she really liked it as a kid, but it's on Disney Plus, and it was the Teen Beach Movie. This is very much a High School Musical kind of like TV, teen film, or kids film, no, teen film. It's a musical about two people, a girl and a boy, who are in a relationship, and they end up going into his favourite film. So they go into the sea and then they go underwater, and when they come back up they're within his favourite film, which is a musical about two different sides of people, almost like West Side Story, who are against each other, and then they have to get the story back on track to get back home. I enjoyed it. It was good. I enjoyed it in a very teeny way because it was very American kiddie film, but I don't know, I can't describe it. It was just it was a teen film, teen musical, but I liked it. It was good. It was a nice, light-hearted, funny, uplifting thing to watch on a Friday night. So yeah, if you like High School Musical and like Disney Channel films, then Teen Beach Movie, if you've not seen it, I would suggest giving a watch. So the next one is called All the Bright Places. It made me feel very sad. It's not an uplifting, well it is, it's a nice film in the way that two people meet, and there's so many nice, light-hearted, upbeat, romantic parts of it, but the overall premise of the film is very sad. It's just, yeah, it really does. If you are a crier, you will cry if you get invested within this film. Trying not to give too many spoilers away, but if you want to watch it, then I would skip forward a little bit. It's about a girl and a boy who meet and they end up liking each other, but the girl's just lost her sister, who's died in a car crash, and the boy is a bit, he's not really too sure what's wrong with him, but he gets angry a lot and he doesn't like himself. But they end up making friends and hanging out and then becoming into a relationship and like falling in love, so there's lots of really nice bits. And yeah, it's just very sad because obviously they both have their own problems, and yeah, really sad. I'm glad I've watched it, but I wouldn't recommend it if you want something to make you feel nice and happy on a Friday night. The next one is also on Netflix and it's called Finding Ohana. I liked it. It was quite long. It was 2 hours and 10 minutes long, but it's essentially about a family who moved to Hawaii because their granddad is in hospital, so they go and check he's okay and stay with him for a while. But then the girl, who's like a treasure hunter, she does like lots of quests and things, and she has this like club thing that she does, which is working out clues and finding treasure at the end of it back in New York. When she gets to Hawaii, she finds this book that her granddad had, which is essentially a treasure map, so she really wants to find this treasure. So essentially the whole film is her going around trying to find this treasure. I think different things happen, lots of different people get involved, and yeah, it's a nice easy watch, but it's just a long watch for nothing too much to happen. But it's essentially just about family and like listening to your family and letting things go and not always having to have things be about yourself and what you want. And then these last three films I have definitely seen before. They're all on Disney Plus. The first one I watched the other day and it's Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman's just a classic. It is. It was in the 90s, so 1990, so it's an 80s 90s film, which stars Julia Roberts, and she essentially is an escort who goes with Richard Gere, and yeah, essentially they end up falling in love. But it's such a good film. It's so good. The like journey that they take in between is so nice, and there's so many quotable moments and like moments that you like compare your life to. If you've not seen it and you like 80s films or you like Julia Roberts, definitely watch it. The next one is The Devil Wears Prada. I love this one. This one's Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway, essentially about Meryl Streep runs a magazine, and Anne Hathaway goes to work for her, but she is really not a fashion magazine person, and in the end she ends up sort of being a fashion magazine person. But it's about her, again, journey getting from being a new worker to becoming part of the team, and everything that she has to do or sacrifice in between that to get to where she wants to be. But it's a good one. I like it. Meryl Streep is just queen. Like, anything with Meryl Streep in is great. Same with Anne Hathaway. I love Anne Hathaway. All of her films are amazing. And then the last thing on my list that I have watched this February is Infinity War and Endgame. I've obviously seen them before. Obviously seen them before. We have watched through all of the Avengers films last year, but we just forgot to do Infinity War and Endgame at the end. And our friends Helena and Martin were watching them, so we decided to watch them at the same time as them, because Helena had never seen any of the Avengers films before, so it was nice to see her reactions to like things that happened and talk to her about the film after it finished. But it was great. I loved it. I hadn't seen it since it had first come out. I watched it a couple of times because I work at a cinema. I watched it a couple of times when it first came out, but both of them are just amazing. If you love the Avengers films, they are all on Disney Plus. You can rewatch through all of them. They actually have them in order within a playlist on there, so you can go through and watch them all in chronological order. And yeah, it's just great. I love the Avengers films, and I can't wait for more of the Avengers MCU universe TV shows and films to be coming out. So yeah. But that is everything that I watched in February. I tried to make this one super quick. I tried to just go through everything that I'd watched, and yeah, I'll put up the posters for all the films that I watched, and hopefully you can find them yourselves, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know if you have watched anything different this month, and whether you think I would enjoy any of the things that you've watched. Definitely let me know what it is, and I will check it out down in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please do give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Half of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did subscribe. It just helps us out so much, and it also means that you do not miss any of my videos, and you don't have to search for us because they will just come up. But thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you on Friday. Bye!